Morning, everyone. Hi, it's Diana, and I'm here today with our tarot reading for Friday. I do these every Friday at about this time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And today our question usually is, what's my big work today? But sometimes I rephrase that question so that it's a little bit more clear and precise. And today the question to ask of the cards came through as, how can I listen to my heart today? Which is really where our big work comes from. It's the work that we want to do in the world. It's the way we want to be in the world. It's the message we want to share with the world. It's the way we want to be in the world. That's our big work, right? And our big work is to manage all those things that come up against us being in our heart and doing the work from our heart and removing the obstacles that pop up, like whether it's, our thoughts in our head or our habits or other drama or chaos that comes into our life. Our big work is to manage those outer things and interference, which is funny, I just used that word because that's one of the cards that has come up today. But it's to manage those things so that we stay in track and on purpose with our heart and what we are here to do. All right, that's your big work. So I just pulled this spread a few minutes ago, and I didn't really sit with it that long because it came through pretty clear. And so the first two cards are about the energy of the day, the core feelings of the day, you might say, and the what to work with today, you could also say. So the first two cards that came up are interference, which I just mentioned. It's the Eight of Swords. So it's about that thinking I was just talking about. I'll get back to that. And then we have the Prince of Cups. So these two cards together say, so I just talked about those thoughts that interfere with you staying in the message of your heart and doing the work of your heart, doing your big work. It's about interference, it's about all those thoughts. Swords are the suit of thinking in the mental realm. And so it's all those thoughts that get in the way of you listening to your heart. So it's when you're listening to your head instead of your heart. So this is saying to pay attention to that, where your thoughts are getting in the way of what you really want to do and what you really want to be and what you really want to have. What are the thoughts that are keeping you from that? So today, there's also two central swords here, as you can see on the card. And so there might be a decision between two things that you need to make. And your wavering on making that decision might also be stopping you from moving forward. So think about that, how you not deciding what you want is also keeping you from getting to where you want to go. The next card is the reason I brought up that you not deciding to get to where you want to go is because the Prince of Cups, he's on a freaking chariot. And so he is going. Princes are about movement, action, and getting things done. So he's saying to make the decision between maybe these two things you've been thinking about and wavering about, that to make the decision to move forward, to take action, basically is what this is saying. Take action, make a decision, clear up your thoughts, and get on your chariot and go, girl. All right. So the next two positions in the cards today is one is what energy to tap into, like to move forward. And the other one is what you might need to pay attention to or what might be blocking you. So the next card is the Ace of Wands. I'm trying to hold that so there's no reflection. And it's an awesome card. Look how fiery it is. So the wands are like the spiritual suit, or you could also say your passion, your spirit, your drive, your energy inside. So the Ace of Wands is about, so this position is what to do to move forward. So you could also say this is your heart. Your passion comes from your heart. Your desires come from your heart. And our question at the top for the spread was, how can I listen to my heart today? So this card to me is saying tap into that passion, your desire, your willing, what you want. Tap into that desire of what you want and go for it, like these other two cards says. What is it that you want? Tap into it from the place in your heart, not your head, not the hows and the whats and the details, but just that desire that you have in your heart. Tap into that. Make your decisions from there. I'm trying not to be too wordy today. All right. And the last position is what to get over, and or what might be getting in your way. And this is a beautiful, positive card. But in reading it in this position, it's the Princess of Cups. And so we got the Prince and the Princess of Cups. So cups are, I didn't say this before about the Prince, but the cups are the emotional suit of the deck. So it's about your feelings, your emotions, your what's going on inside, especially with the princesses. The princesses are masters of the inner realm, where the prince are the masters of the outer realm, so getting stuff done. And the princesses are of the inner realm. So what the card is saying is to be aware of what emotions are getting in the way of you making that decision of your heart and acting on it. Before we talked about the mental things that can get in your way, and those are really powerful, and you do need to decide. But when you decide, what are the emotions that come up that are also inhibiting you from taking that action? So maybe you've made a decision and then all of a sudden you feel scared, or you feel like you don't know how to do it. You feel disappointed that it might not happen. You feel afraid to take that next step. So this is where you come back. If you were feeling those feelings here on the inside, they're not, they haven't even happened probably on the outside, but you've made the decision from these two cards to act on your heart. And then you might start to feel some emotions around that decision that are trying to keep you from taking action. So go back to this card that we talked about on how to move forward. How to move forward is to stay in your heart, to stay in that desire of knowing what you want and taking action from there. So be clear, decide, take actions. You can have what you want. You are awesome, magical, creator beings that have this beautiful heart and spirit and desires and wants, and you love what you love, and you should be able to go for it, right? So you not only should be able to, but you can. If you tap into that desires of your heart and get really clear on what it really is that you want, you will get it. You will have it. You need to believe that. You can't be letting those crazy thoughts in your head or the crazy emotions that come up, like fear or doubt or confusion, all those emotions that might come up when you really decide to go for it, they can try to keep you from acting on it. And you're human, but you need to step back into your heart center and listen. Listen to what it is that you really want and take action to get there. All right? That is my message for today. and I have a couple of reminders for you. I posted it last night, but I'm going to post it again today. I have my Q&A tomorrow. It's in my Tiny Drops group. That is a private space for us to talk about the really woo-woo stuff that maybe you don't want your mom or somebody to know that you're talking about. So you can join a private group. Not that there's anything that shouldn't be said, but if you want to share things or you want support in a private space, that's what my Tiny Drops to Start a Ripple group is about. I do talk about pretty much everything on this page, but it's a space for you to open up and to ask questions. That's what these Q&As are designed for. And they're every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific. And I will post here later if you have questions that you want me to talk about, or you have things you're not clear about on how we can work together or what I do. You can always message me or talk to me and on this page, or join the group, and we talk about things in more detail, and you can get support from not only me but other people going through the same thing. We do quests, and I do live videos in there, and we're doing a journal challenge that is starting on Sunday too. I don't want to overload this with too many things going on, but there is a lot going on in that group. And if you're interested, I will put the link in the comments of this video. Our topic that we're talking about tomorrow is super woo-woo, but also one of it's a topic really close to my heart, because it's one thing that really opened me up when I realized how powerful it is and how real it is when I started doing this work. It's our helpers, our non-physical helpers. All the help that we have, when you really become aware of the help that we have and how you can access it yourself. And I will be going through some of those tips tomorrow on how you can start to build a relationship with your helpers, your guides, your higher self, animal energy. They are our helpers too. All of the helpers, ascended masters, gods, goddesses, the universe, source. Who am I leaving out? I don't know. All the helpers that we have. And when you start realizing all the help that we have, it's really comforting and affirming in times when you maybe don't feel quite so certain. You can ask for help. All right, so if that is a topic you're interested in, please join me in my private Facebook group, and I will put the link in the comments, and you can join us for that conversation tomorrow. All right, and like I said, it's a private, safe, sacred space for us to talk about real things and you to get questions answered in a space where it's not open to everybody on Facebook, so you can feel really comfortable there. All right. Talk to you guys later. Have a good Friday.